And a warm welcome to all of you once again to the India Smart Grid Week 2016. I request you to kindly take seats now and please remember to keep your mobile phones on the silent mode. As I've been told, we're going to be beginning with the proceedings of the inaugural session in just about 5 minutes. I thank you for bearing with us. Please take seats. We're going to be starting very shortly. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Aishwarya Singh, and I will be your host for these next 3 days. I welcome all of you to the Smart Grid Week 2016. And first up, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take you through a short film on smart grids and their relevance in India. Please take a look.
Innovation and cutting-edge technologies are creating a global revolution, transforming the way electricity is generated, transported and consumed. Welcome to the world of smart grids. Reliable supply of electricity plays a crucial role in a nation's economic development and the quality of life of its people. India, with targeted growth rate of over 8%, required reliable and uninterrupted power supply. For over a century, the power systems are operating with large power plants, injecting electricity into high-voltage transmission lines that transport electrons over long distances and distribute to millions of customers at low voltages. The present electric grids that span the globe have numerous inefficiencies. India has one of the largest electric grids in the world, covering an area of over 3 million square kilometers with 290,000 megawatts of power generating capacity, supplying to almost 1 billion people. However, our grid is also inefficient with very high transmission and distribution losses, power shortages, frequent blackouts and erratic voltages that are common in most parts of the country. Dilapidated distribution network, power theft and poor management of the resources make the electricity business commercially unviable in many parts of India. Despite various initiatives by the Government of India over the last 15 years, over 200 million people are yet to be connected to the grid, a formidable task that the present government promised to complete in the next 5 years. In many regions around the world, a shift from centralized generation to decentralized generation is happening. The traditional boundaries between generation, transmission and distribution are fast disappearing, and the grid is evolving into an integrated and smart grid, a unique solution which integrates all types of power generation and helps the consumers become prosumers, that is, producer as well as consumer of electricity. Each household will be able to generate and store electricity for its own use or sell to the grid. With penetration of rooftop solar panels, the grid earlier built for one-way flow of electricity is now experiencing a bidirectional flow of electrons. A smart grid is an integration of automation, communication and IT systems with the electric grid to enable two-way flow of electricity and information. Smart grid technologies can empower customers with more control and the choice to generate, store and consume electricity at low cost for their own use or sell it to the grid. With the help of demand-side management programs, customers can change their consumption patterns, shifting their usage from expensive peak hours to cheaper off-peak hours, making the power flow more interactive, efficient, environment and customer friendly. In India, the innovative smart grid technologies can smoothly dovetail into a present infrastructure to address various problems facing the power sector. Smart grids can ensure 24/7 power supply, making the Ministry of Power's motto of access, availability and affordable power for all a ground reality. Government of India targets to double the power production capacity to 2 trillion kilowatts in the next 7 years, which will also include addition of 175,000 megawatts of renewable energy resources. In order to integrate the rapidly growing share of renewable energy, we need smart grid technologies. Load shedding, a major problem caused by power supply-demand gap during peak hours, will effectively be resolved by the smart grid technologies. Smart grids can also improve the quality of supply. No need for voltage stabilizers, inverters and DG sets. Smart grid enables electric vehicles to be used as electricity backup, supplying stored power to the grid during peak hours, reducing demand-supply imbalance on the grid. Smart microgrids or localized grids that can island or work independently from the main grid during emergencies or grid failures, ensuring uninterrupted stable power to critical infrastructure. Off-grid microgrids will help bring electricity to far-flung villages and islands where the main grid cannot reach. These standalone microgrids will use locally available generation resources. The smart grid market is estimated at several $1 billion and millions of new jobs over the next decade. India has a huge potential to be a major global player in the development and deployment of these evolving technologies. To accelerate the implementation of smart grids in India, the National Smart Grid Mission has been launched by the Government of India. The shift is already here, with Government of India's vision of building 100 smart cities on fast track and build 175,000 megawatts of renewable energy resources by 2022. India is emerging as the prime destination for smart grids and smart cities. The National Smart Grid Mission will establish India as a leading player in the smart grids domain. Several focused programs have already been launched by the Government of India with an investment to the tune of 1,10,000 crore rupees to provide 24/7 supply of electricity to all citizens in the next 5 years in an environmentally and economically sustainable way. Let us build a strong and smart grid to empower India, to light up the lives of our countrymen. India's Smart Grid Forum, working tirelessly in collaboration with all stakeholders to make this dream a reality.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed to the inaugural session, I would like to request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly join us on the dais. Shri Pradeep Kumar Pujari, Secretary, Ministry of Power, Government of India. Shri Alok Joshi, Chairman, NTRO, Government of India. Ambassador of Sweden, His Excellency Harald Sandberg. Ambassador of Finland, His Excellency Apo Polo. Sir David King, Special Advisor to UK Government on Climate Change. May I invite Dr. Emery Lovins, Co-founder and Chief Scientist, Rocky Mountains Institute. Ms. Varsha Joshi, Joint Secretary, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India. Mr. Henry Staingas, Regional Director, South and Southeast Asia, USTDA, which is US Trade and Development Agency. Professor Richard Schomburg, Vice President, EDF and Chair of IEC Smart Grid Strategy Group. Mr. Chris Hickman, CEO and President, Inaugural Incorporated. Mr. Praveer Sinha, Tata Power Delhi Distribution, and President India Smart Grid Forum, Mr. Reji Pillai. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to please welcome the dignitaries on the dais with a big round of applause. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to welcome you to the India Smart Grid Week 2016, the second edition of the conference cum exhibition on smart grids and smart cities, organized by India Smart Grid Forum with support from Ministry of Power, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, and several national and international institutions, partners from the industry, and media. Ladies and gentlemen, the internet age has brought marvelous capacity to control the use of energy and adapting to modern methods such as those of the smart grid vision, enabling India to leapfrog into a better electricity environment and ensuring reliable, sustainable, and optimized use of energy. We have amongst us at the Smart Grid Week thought leaders, pioneers, practitioners, and panel of experts in various aspects of smart grid technologies, which makes ISGW 2016 a crucial platform for industry, government, and other key stakeholders to engage on significant dialogues on challenges and
in the Indian smart grid market. It's my great pleasure to invite Sir David King, a big supporter of India and an eminent person in the climate change, a special advisor to the UK government on climate change. He needs no introduction, and thank you very much for finding time. A warm welcome to you, sir. And Amory Lovins, founder and chief scientist of Rocky Mountain Institute. Most of the people in the renewable energy world know him for decades. The rest of them know him for the recent years. Many of his thought-breaking ideas like negawatt, a term which he coined almost 2.5 decades ago. Today, everybody talking about negawatt. Without that, we cannot operate the grid. So last year, we had invited Dr. Lovins to come for India Smart Grid Week. He couldn't adjust his schedule, but he had recorded a 40 minutes video which he had played on the second day of our event last year. And this year he made it sure that he is physically here. And we are a very warm welcome to Dr. Lovins, and thank you very much. The audience is eagerly waiting to hear you and your ideas. Richard Schomburg, been a great help for India Smart Grid Forum. He's been guiding us last year and this year. Many of the international experts who are going to speak in the next 3 days all came to India with his active encouragement and support. We continue to benefit from your guidance, Mr. Schomburg, and a very warm welcome to you. Madam Varsha Joshi, thank you very much. Despite your busy schedule, you've been able to come in today morning. Pujari sir had, in the agenda, you would have read Mr. Pujari's name. Sorry, Mr. Obendra Tripathi's name. Sir had some very pressing engagement in the morning, and in his place, Madam Varsha Joshi has agreed to come address the audience. Very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Chris Hickman, a platinum sponsor of India Smart Grid Week this year. Chris has been coming to India for 4 or 5 years, continuously, persistently. When his product, the solution which he's been offering, the Indian market was nowhere near maturization. Much to the chagrin of his investors, he had faith in India. He's been coming, and with support from USTDA, they had done a project in Reliance Mumbai last year, and for 1 year that project is working wonderfully, and utilities from other parts of the country go and witness that, and they all want to now implement the same solution in different parts of the country. Chris, thank you very much for your faith in India repeatedly, despite you didn't get any commercial contract yet, which I believe you are going to sign first one today. So being persistent, a big welcome to you and your colleagues in this event. Oh, Henry Steingas. So, again, USTDA has been actively involved in promoting technologies in the Indian power sector and many other sectors. We work more with the power sector. Several projects, including the one which Reliance Mumbai Inaugural has done. Several new technologies they have helped demonstrate and brought companies with niche solutions to Indian market, which otherwise many of them would not have had the staying capacity of the deep pockets to come and spend long time in India. But USTDA have been helping us to bring those new technologies, introduce it to do demonstration projects, introduce those technologies to our policymakers and utilities. Been a great service to the country, to the utilities. We continue to look forward to your support. A big welcome to you, sir, and your colleagues. Tata Power Delhi Distribution is our host utility this time. Mr. Sinha and his team actively helped us put this program together. Mr. Sinha, my pleasure to welcome you to this inaugural ceremony. So I won't take any more time. Thank you very much, and I look forward to your engaging with the experts and making the next 3 days useful. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Pillai. And ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Mr. Richard Schomburg, who is currently appointed as IEC Ambassador, Chairman of IEC Smart Energy System Committee, and of IEC Smart Grid User Interface. He's also the recipient of the IEC 2011 Lord Kelvin Award. He had the responsibility of EDF R&D activities in North America, and he's currently in charge of developing the strategy and coordinating smart energy standardization activities across EDF Group. I now request Mr. Richard Schomburg to give us a brief on ISGW 2016. I'd also like to tell you all that he is the ISGW Technical Committee Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you to please help me welcome Mr. Richard Schomburg.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Richard Schomburg. For full disclosure, I'm an employee of EDF Group, which is a global utility headquartered in Europe, and is a leader in sustainable development, investing 500 million euros every year just in R&D, which is about 3,500 crores, I think. And EDF Group is just willing to join hands with Indian players to support the ambition of the India National Smart Grid Mission. While also, I am a chair-elect and ambassador at IEC based in Geneva. IEC, as you know, is the standard development organization backed up by the World Trade Organization of the United Nations to lower barriers to trade. And on behalf of IEC, we can say that IEC is fully committed to deliver the standards to serve Indian needs. So first of all, congratulations to the leadership of India for organizing this second edition of such a leading world event. Congratulations to the